Good morning, everyone. This is Rahal at CI Institute. Today we are going to have a grammar lesson about the usage of quantifiers, many and much, and some others, of course. As you know, nouns in English are divided into two parts, either countable nouns or uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are like words, pens, books, cars. They take the plural s. They can be either in the singular form or in the plural form. They take both cases, singular and a plural. If we look at the picture on the smartboard, you can see that we have some countable nouns like pens. If we count the pens, we can find that we have 5 pens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the word pens is a countable noun. Same as the cars, okay, we can count the cars and we can give the number of cars available in the picture. So when we ask about the quantity of a noun that is countable, we use the quantifier many. As in the example here, we say, are there many cars in London? Okay, so cars is a countable noun, and look, it is in the plural form, cars. We say many. Are there many cars in London? Okay, answer is yes. There is a lot. Yes, there is a lot. Okay. Or we can answer in a different way. We say yes, there is, sorry. A lot. We use there are because we're talking about cars, and cars is in the plural form. So they take a plural verb are. Or we can answer in a different way. We say yes, there are a few. We say yes, there are a few. Of course, a few is a quantifier as well, like a lot. A few indicates a small number of cars, not so many cars. Or in the negative, if we answer in negative, we say no, there aren't many. There aren't many. Okay, aren't, of course, is a contraction of are not. This is a negative statement. There aren't many. You can say there aren't many cars in London. So cars is optional. You can say there aren't many or there aren't many cars in London. Or we can answer in a different way as well. We say no, there aren't any. There aren't any cars. Okay, same here. Cars is optional. We can say there aren't any cars. Or we say no, there are none. There are none. If we look at the sentence, of course, it has a negative meaning because the word none refers to the situation that there are no cars at all in London. Okay, this is for countable nouns. As we said, that countable nouns can take either the singular form or the plural form. For non-count nouns, please at the picture. If we look at the picture here, you can see water. Water is an uncountable noun because you cannot count water. And this is rice. Rice as well is uncountable too because we cannot count rice. So for non-count nouns, example, rice, water, sugar, tea, coffee, and so forth. If we ask about the quantity of non-count nouns, okay, we use different grammatical structure. We don't use many at all. We use much with non-countable nouns. Example, is there much pollution in Paris? Oh, sorry. Is there much pollution in Paris? If we look at the word pollution, of course, pollution is an uncountable noun. So we use much. We use much in the question. And the plus, it takes a singular verb, is. Is there much pollution in Paris? Answer is yes, there is a lot. There is a lot. Okay? Or we say, yes, there is a little. Little is used with uncountable nouns. It indicates a small amount of something or a small quantity of something. So we say, so yes, there is a little pollution, of course. If we answer in negative, we say no, there isn't much. No, there isn't much. Much, it means there isn't much pollution in Paris, okay? So the word pollution is also optional. Either you can use it or you can drop it out. If we look at the word isn't is a contracted form of is not. So because pollution is an uncountable noun, it takes a singular verb is. No, there isn't much. Or we say, no, there isn't any. No, there isn't any pollution. Okay, the word pollution is also optional. Or we say, no, there is none. None has a negative meaning. It means nothing of a kind. No, there is none. Okay. If we ask about the number of something that is countable, we usually use how many. So how many is used when you ask about the number of things that can be counted. For example, if I say, how many books are there? Okay, look at the word books. It is a countable noun. It takes the plural s ending. So we say, how many books are there? Okay, we're asking about the number of books. Answer is, there are 5 books. There are 5 books. So it's so easy. when we ask about the number of things that you can count, you use how many plus the countable noun in the plural form, okay? Then you use are. Of course, are is a plural verb that goes with the plural noun. Okay. Another example, if you ask about the quantity of something that is uncountable, we use how much. For example, you say, how much water is there? How much water is there, okay? Or how much water do you have? Or how much water is there in the river, okay? These are all questions about a noun that is uncountable. Of course, if you look at the word water, it is uncountable because nobody can count water. So when we ask about the quantity of something that is uncountable, we use how much. So the grammatical structure is we say how much plus the non-count noun plus the auxiliary verb is, which is in the singular form. How much water is there in the river, for example? Answer is there is a little. There is a little. As I explained before, we use the word a little with non-count nouns. Non-count nouns, because water is uncountable, so we say there is a little. A little indicates a small quantity of something that is uncountable. So another example about how much and how many. We say, for example, how much rice is there in the dish? In the dish. Okay. If we look at the word rice, it is uncountable, so we say how much. We don't say how many. We don't say how many. And after rice, we use the helping verb is. Yeah, because rice is uncountable, so it takes a singular verb. How much rice is there in the dish? Answer could be there is none. There is none. Or you say there is a lot. You can have different answers, of course. Okay. Please. Generally, in English, if we say the sentence in the positive form, we use a lot. Example, we say there are a lot of people in town. There are a lot of people in town, okay? So we say a lot of. Despite the fact that people is a countable noun, okay, means many people, many persons, we say there are a lot of people in town. Generally, people do not say there are many people in town, which is not a big mistake, by the way, because many people say it. But preferably, and yet better as well, we say there are a lot of people in town. Okay, this is in positive sentences. People do not usually use many. Okay, same as we say, this is for countable nouns, okay? So for non-countable nouns or uncountable nouns, we say there is a lot of pollution in Paris or in London. Okay, pollution is an uncountable noun. Okay, we use a lot of. So a lot of is used in positive statements instead of saying there is much pollution in London. Okay, same rule. Okay, goes in exercise in example number 1 and example number 2. So it's preferable not to say there is much pollution in London, yet some people say it in English, and which is not a very big mistake. So I will give you 2 sentences, okay, like a short drill to think about, my dear students. This is a small exercise. Choose much or many. Okay. There is space, coffee in the cup. This is sentence number 2, sentence number 1, sentence number 2. There are students at school. So think about these 2 sentences. You have to choose much or many. It's very easy, okay? If we look at example number 1 or sentence number 1, there is coffee in the fridge. Okay, we look at the word coffee. Coffee is an uncountable noun. Okay. Coffee is uncountable, so we use much. There is much coffee in the cup. As I said before, it's preferable to say there is a lot of coffee in the cup, because this is something positive. And many people say there is much coffee, and this is not considered widely as a big mistake. So there are students at school. Of course, look at the word students. Students is a countable noun. It takes the plural s. So we are asking about the number of students available at school. So we use many. Like I said before, it is preferable and more advisable to say there are a lot of students at school. Okay? I think that's all for today, and I hope that you benefited from this grammar lesson. Thank you very much, and all the best.